putting the spotlight on small businesses across America. This is Inside Business with Travis Filing and Gary Tharnish.
And good morning. You are listening to Inside Business. Travis Filing, Gary Tharnish. How you doing this morning, Gary?
I woke up.
Oh, well,
Felt really great.
That's a
It's
step in
just
the right
getting
direction.
better every moment. So
That's
it's
right.
going to be a good day.
I have been so looking forward to today because we have Pat Miller on with us.
Yeah.
And he is with the small business owners community. Well, are you the CEO, the president? What exactly is your title, Pat?
I like to use founder. I think that fits small business. I don't know. That's what I like.
It's kind of, all those titles are all kind of the same, but
Yeah. And that's my favorite fish.
nice. Yes. Well, for those of our Link, because we're in Lincoln and Omaha. Pat, were you J. Pat in Omaha as well?
Yeah, Lincoln and Omaha. I was J. Pat Miller on Star in Omaha and on B107.3 in Lincoln. So
There you
love
go.
Nebraska.
Yeah. And you were the program director here forever. I think you were the program director up there.
Yep,
And,
program director in both places.
And then you moved to Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
And what did you do in Milwaukee?
Came here to build a radio station and then ended up being the marketing director and then left the radio industry in 2018 to start doing what I'm doing now.
Nice. So when did you start the SBOC?
It started on June 1st, 2020 as a direct response to the pandemic. Funny radio story. In that very studio where you're standing on 9/11, when that went down, we instantly responded to the crisis and we did a drive-through fundraiser to raise money for the first responders. The city of Lincoln turned out and raised like $25,000 in like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Same thing happened in a much different way during the pandemic. I started a daily live broadcast for small business owners. And it was because nobody knew what was going on. Every chamber kind of shut down and we didn't know if we could keep our businesses open. So we started bringing people together every single day. And we did that every day for 90 days. At the end of 90 days, everyone that was showing up said, we got to stick together and get through COVID. So that's what started the small business owners community, June 1st, 2020.
That's outstanding.
Nice.
And give us that 30,000 foot view, exactly what you are doing for small business.
Anybody that's tried to start a small business knows that running a small business is lonely and hard. And when you're building a business, it's not an academic exercise. There's a small business lifestyle you have to maintain to be a small business owner, especially if you're a solopreneur. The challenge is, as much as your spouse cares for you, they don't understand the choices you're making. As much as your friends want you to win, they don't understand the choices that you're making.
Mhm.
The only other people that get it are other people that own businesses. So the online group, the Small Business Owners Community, is there to support and walk with small business owners while they turn their small business dreams into reality.
That's awesome.
That
And
is-
it's kind of what we do.
It's
really.
so spot on.
It
That
is.
so spot on. You're not out there in the ocean by yourself. We talk about that all the time. It was one of the mistakes I made for sure in my business early on, was not asking for the help when I needed it or knowing where to find it or where to go to get that help. You know, of course, I'm very well seasoned. So, I mean, it was way before the internet, but anyway, it is so true. You know, having a place where you can go, other like-minded people. I know my spouse for sure never got the entrepreneurial spirit thing.
Yeah. Well, and we talk about it all the time. We all live in this phony Facebook world where everything is all Skittles and rainbows. And especially when you're a business owner, you're supposed to have it all together and you're supposed to be bulletproof and everything is just I hung out my shingle and I can't keep up with business and no trials and tribulations. It's
And then you hide away a little more every time that happens.
It's true.
Like, well, I don't be the one that comes out and say, hey, I'm having some problems making payroll. I'm having, I don't understand the insurance, whatever it might be.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, cool. This is great. So people can join this community, or is it nationwide or just in Milwaukee or?
Yeah, we have members all around the country. The website is smallbusinesscommunity.com. And because business owners have more bills than revenue sometimes, it's only $9 a month to get plugged into the community. Live events throughout the week, legal support hotline, accounting hotline, tech support hotline, idea slam, brainstorming sessions, you name it. We got it. It's there at smallbusinesscommunity.com.
So give me a little taste of it. So what's like the accounting hotline? What exactly does that do?
So it's the end of the year and you're not sure if you've got all this stuff collected, or you're not sure when the deadline is to send out the forms to your contractors, or you're not sure this piece of mail that you received, is this legit or is this a scam, or what do I do about this? So one of our accountants in the group does 15-minute consultations with people to answer their accounting questions. And then if she says, yep, there's your answer. Okay, thanks, bye, and you're done. But she may say, wow, you really have a problem here and I could get it cleaned up. Here's a fee. And then you get to choose whether or not you get it. But the legal hotline is where it really comes into play, because no one wants to ask a question of a lawyer if they think the meter is going to be running as soon as they pick up the phone.
Right.
This is a chance to get an answer or two before you make the decision, which plays well into the small business lifestyle, because you can't not have lawyers. You have to have lawyers do what they do. But this is a chance to know, do I need a lawyer for this or not? That's what it's there for.
I can't tell you how many times I've sat down before calling my attorney and like almost scripting everything out to try and keep everything on task, because
time and money.
you're like, oh, Travis is on the phone. Click, click, start the watch, right?
Yeah.
Where they have a minimum
Yeah.
of an hour. So have enough questions you can fill an hour. That's what I used
part
to
of
do.
it too. Yeah.
I feel like
That's
I can
part
ask
of it
about
too.
these 3 other things. You know, this is interesting because I think I remember the first time I got a letter from the IRS that I owed more money, scared me to death, and I was just going to send it in. And I don't remember who I talked to that said, well, have you called your accountant? So I called my accountant and he says, no, bring it in, fax it to me again. Age coming in here. Anyways, taking a look at it, he goes, this is bogus, whatever. And so, we fought it and everything, and they wrote me a check. But I found out that statistically over 70% of the people, when they get something like that, they just pay it out of fear.
Oh, yeah.
So it'd be great to have somebody to call just for 15-minute conversation to go, hey, this is the situation. How should I proceed?
Yeah. Is this legit?
I love that idea.
Because the accountants are, they kind of run like lawyers these days. I mean, they're on the clock. They charge you. Mine charges by the 10-minute increment.
There's a shortage of them. That's for sure.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
That is outstanding. So the whole idea behind this, how did you start putting this together?
It started with my wife. So when we moved to Milwaukee, my wife was still raising the kids throughout Lincoln and Omaha. We get to Milwaukee, the kids are old enough to be in school all day, every day. And one night at dinner, she says, I need to do something and I want to become a photographer. And if I don't start now, I don't want to turn 40 and have regret. So I want to go be an entrepreneur. So she opened a photography studio, and this was back in 2008, I think. And she's been running it ever since. And she's wildly accomplished, has sold a gazillion dollars worth of photos, and she's doing great. So I had a front row seat in my house watching someone make their small business journey happen. And we would talk every night. How's it going? What happened today? And I was kind of working with her before I was out working with other small business owners. And I was learning from her what it took to win. And along the way, she had a consultant tell her, quit, you'll never make it. She came in and told me one day about how the networking events were going. Like it's a jungle out there. It's hard.
Yeah.
I remember I was still working at the radio station when Shannon started our marketing firm.
Sure.
And I was just like you're like absorbing all this, but 80% of it doesn't even seem real.
No.
And I remember one time she's explaining to me, she goes, well, whatever the employees pay in taxes, I have to match. I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
Certainly does.
And you start learning all these things like, wait, what? You have to match. And now we're full-blown business owners, Shannon and I both own businesses now. And it's like, oh my gosh, who had any idea?
Yeah.
Well, and so you had a ringside seat to what the needs of an entrepreneur starting, especially a solopreneur, needed. And you probably saw all these areas that needed to be filled or that were questions or difficult. And the two of you are out there probably going, hey, she's bouncing stuff off you. And I mean, I would imagine you saw a lot of need.
Yeah, a lot of need. She was out there building her business. Then I left the radio station and started consulting small businesses. And I was consulting businesses for 2.5 years before the SBOC was launched. And then it launched. And I just have always treated the SBOC, to be honest, sorry, KOIL. It's kind of like KLIN. I think of it as a leadership position. I'm here to lead my members,
Right.
to help them build the small business lifestyle that turns their dream into a winner. So I'm hosting events, I'm hosting conferences, I'm hosting meetups, I'm hosting networking gatherings, I'm creating content. I've got a daily live show that I host. It's all kind of like a radio station without a signal.
You're kind of like a concierge at a hotel in a way too.
In a way.
Right? So small businesses that call in and say, I have this challenge or whatever, you can send them where they need to go. I mean, it sounds like you'd have services like that, which are awesome as well.
Yeah, that's the fastball of the community. We call it the Idea Slam.
Yeah.
And in the Idea Slam, I host it just like this show. Okay, Gary, how can we help you today? Oh, yeah, the flower thing, and I need to know about this, and what should we do? And then I would facilitate a conversation with everyone in the group to offer their perspective. Because when you're an entrepreneur, you know how to do one thing, but you have no idea how to do everything else.
I know.
So this is a group of people that can share their experience to help you decide what to do next. And it helps you move faster and make fewer mistakes and make more money.
Outstanding. Well, I know we have a break coming up here, so let's run to that real quick. And when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about some of the videos that you put out on the daily basis, and also how radio has kind of prepared you for business and moving into this. So you're listening to Inside Business, Travis Filing, Gary Tharnish, talking with Pat Miller from the Small Business Owners Community, and we will have more right after this break.
No fluff, no theory, just real business. This is Inside Business with Travis Filing and Gary Tharnish.
And we're back on Inside Business. Travis Filing, Gary Tharnish, talking with Pat Miller, the founder of Small Business Owners Community. And I want to talk a little bit about the whole reason I reached out to you was there was this little short, and I think it was on LinkedIn or something. And Pat goes, okay, if I don't remember who, it was like one of the sharks, right? If some business entrepreneur bought your business, do you think that they would do better and make more money at your business than you're doing right now?
Well, it takes money to make money. So yeah, if they have a lot more money, that might help.
There's some truth to that. But at the same time,
I get
even
what
if
you're
they
saying.
didn't put money behind it, I mean, it was kind of a gut punch. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I know they would do it, even though I've been in this industry for 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
They would probably do better. And is that, man, it really makes you stop and think. And it was kind of a gut punch, but I enjoyed it very much. And then I went and watched a few other ones, they were just outstanding. And it's really good questions. And for me, I think going onto your YouTube channel and just watching a couple of those shorts, if that doesn't give you a kick in the pants every morning, right?
No kidding.
I'm thinking the other one I saw was, it was like, and I'm paraphrasing here, so you feel free to jump in, Pat, but it was, how many hours do you actually work in a day?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because it's not 8.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's not 8.
Oh, mine's a gazillion. It seems like lately.
But
and it's busy.
actual work, actual head down,
Right.
eyes on the prize work.
Well, I would say for me, it's way different than being at a factory where you're putting the piece in constantly and you have to go for sure.
Right.
I mean, I have a job that takes a lot of creative thinking, kind of critical thinking if I make this move, what's the next move? So I don't know. I started working at 7 a.m. today. At 10:30, I ran errands till 1. And then it seems like I've been on the phone ever since until the show. So I guess, yeah, maybe.
See, I looked at it and I'm like, and it's like being honest. 4, maybe.
Mine's more than that, but not all year long. I mean, I have several months where that's not the case at all. I might play my drums for 2 hours and sit behind the piano and whatever. Yeah. Interesting.
Well, and I got rid of all my social media because I'm like, I'm done. Social media, it's a colossal time suck for me. Right.
Yeah.
And then I get on to, I started getting into LinkedIn, and LinkedIn, it's like, oh, well, this is business and it's business people. And next thing you know, I'm doom scrolling on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Having had the business before this for 38 years, the flower and plant shop, and then prior to that, always working. And then anyway, now being in the real estate business, what I have learned the most, I think, and it kind of plays to this, where it's like, how many hours do you work a week? As an entrepreneur, I felt like I worked 24 hours a day for 365 days a year because it never left my mind.
Yep.
So my big phrase for this year is be where my feet are. You know, just where if I'm with the grandkids, I'm with the grandkids. If I'm on this radio show, I'm with the radio show. I'm not thinking about the 15 fires I have to put out tomorrow or whatever it might be. Right. That's so when you look at, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I want to listen to your YouTube every morning. Yes, but I don't know. I guess
it's like my daily gut punch from Pat Miller is what I've been
Let's
getting.
let this poor guy talk. We're just running you in the ground.
Let's talk about how many hours a day we work. To what Travis was talking about, we may sit in the chair for 10 hours a day, but we may do 4 to 6 hours of real work. The rest of the time is not lost because we want to slack. It's lost because we're switching from one major food group of productivity to another. Gary might spend an hour writing a blog, but then has to switch to managing QuickBooks or working on a website or writing social media. Those are all different muscles in your brain. And we lose time every time that switches. We also lose time every time we're interrupted. So to what you were saying, Gary, about being where your feet are, that's incredible until someone knocks on your door. It's like, what? I'm trying to be present. What do you want? And then the phone rings. And then to Travis's point, the DM comes in or the ding comes in on your social. So it's this constant fight between focus and attention and intention to try and maximize as many hours a day. It's an ongoing fight for small business owners, for sure.
It is. It really is.
Well, I was on my iPhone the other day and the little thing where you can swipe and I was trying to find my flashlight until finally I'm just like, hey, Siri, turn on my flashlight. It would work great. But anyway, I look at this button. I'm like, focus. What? Oh, my phone's doing it right now.
See, there you go. His flashlight's on.
Anyway, so I had to laugh that I'm like, focus. What is this? And I'm like, I could even shut my phone off to focus.
Can I share a quick tip before we get past phones? If you want to be more present and you want to have more focused time, take your work email off your phone. Now, you may pull over to the side of the road and your head might explode if I say that to an entrepreneur, but trust me on this. If you work out of the home, if you have an office, if something's on fire, you can walk down to your office and log into your email. But you will never get the out of office feeling until you take your work email off your phone. Take your work email off your phone, take your top social media off your phone. Trust me, you will get your weekend back.
That's it.
Well.
That's like
I don't know that I can do that. However, I have lately left my phone.
That's good.
Like if I'm going to run errands, I'm like, nobody needs to talk to me. I left it. The level of education that took from my children, though, was like, they text me and they want a 5-second response.
Yeah.
And then 2 minutes later, like, Dad, are you there? 5 minutes later, like, Dad, you're okay, right? 10 minutes later, it's like, I don't know if I should call somebody, you know? And then 2 hours later, I got back. I said, no, I was shopping and ran errands. I didn't take my phone. How do you not take your phone?
That would be tough to do, though.
I don't know if I could take my email off. I mean, I totally get what you're saying, though. I totally get it. But
well, and you do it even when you don't need to. I remember back, like when my kids were little, right? When they were probably 10 or 12 years old, I wanted to teach them about addiction. Right. And of course, this was more the drugs, alcohol type thing and how a brain gets addicted to things. And here's a little parenting tip for people with young kids out there. You want to teach your kids about addiction, move the silverware drawer. That's all you have to do. Because every time they go to the old silverware drawer and open it up, your brain can't help it. Your brain is always going to go to where that old silverware used to be. I mean, I moved the silverware drawer 10, 12 years ago, and every once in a while, I still go to the old silverware drawer.
There's truth to that. You know, our kitchen was redone about a month ago where it was like, it'd make more sense to have the coffee mugs right above the coffee pot and the glasses. And then the plates could go over there above the dishwasher. So when you empty it, you put them up. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I don't care. And I still, just this morning, I go to the plate drawer and I open it up and now I'm just cussing about it. It's like, oh, we have to do this.
But I mean, on that note though, when you're sitting at a restaurant and your phone is in front of you, you feel like you just have to do something.
Yeah.
You just go get on your email just because it's there.
Here's the thing. You're still working for the last boss that told you when to show up. Are you working Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 as an entrepreneur? It's because someone told you to do that, unless you have store hours, of course. But if you're a solopreneur, you're doing your own thing from the house. Why do you work 5 days a week? Why do you work 6 days a week? Is there such a thing as a consultant emergency? No, they can wait 45 minutes. They can wait an hour. They can wait till Monday at 8 a.m. You're the one that's opening your email between episodes on the couch. You're the one that's checking it on Sunday morning. Trust me, your clients are not. Take it off your email. Take it off your phone.
You know, as I'm trying to go from our guest is crazy to could this be possible? I'm thinking to myself, oh, but when my clients want to get a hold of me, it's always important. And I have to get I have to get back to them. Right? But I've trained them that I'll be there quickly at any point in time. Really, it's me.
Now, what would a client do?
I'm the problem, Pat.
But think about it, just to that point. If Travis or Gary, either of you had an emergency, what would they do? They would not email you. They would call or text you.
Yep.
Right.
They would not email you. Trust me, you will not get the out of office feeling until you take it off your phone. Do it.
That is interesting. I mean, I really need, and that's going to be a tough one.
Why do I feel like I'm going to, like as if I'm trying a really dangerous drug for the first time, and I just met this drug dealer from Milwaukee, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do it.
I got the good stuff.
Makes total sense, though. I get it.
It really does. It really does.
Oh man, please, we have to have a test next week as to whether I did this.
Well, and the whole reason I brought Pat on was to talk about AI, because Pat is a Claude expert.
Oh yeah.
Right. And we haven't even gotten to it. And I got a minute and a half until the break.
Oh, so Claude's a friend of yours too?
Oh yeah, Claude's my bud. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I'm interested in that. I really want to hear. I mean, because lately I've been hearing a lot of people, like I use ChatGPT all the time, and I'm writing a couple books. I can talk when I'm in my car with it. But a lot of people have said Claude's better for business. So when we come back from the break, that would be a great topic.
Yeah. Well, when we come back, it's 5 takeaways.
Oh, nice.
Which are all about Claude and AI. So let's run to our break real quick here. And then when we come back, we're going to talk 5 takeaways. And then I want to talk Claude versus ChatGPT.
Nice.
And I want to talk just all things AI. So you're listening to Inside Business, Travis Filing, Gary Tharnish. We're talking with Pat Miller, founder of the Small Business Owners Group, and we will have more right after this break.
Built by business owners for business owners. This is Inside Business with Travis Filing and Gary Tharnish.
And we're back on Inside Business, Travis Filing, Gary Tharnish. We're talking with Pat Miller, founder of the Small Business Owners community. And it's time for 5 takeaways. So we didn't do a very good job setting up our 5 takeaways, but we are talking about today. We want to talk about AI. We want to talk about Claude. And so Pat is an absolute expert, in my mind anyway, on AI. So let's start off. Let's talk AI. Let's talk your first takeaway. What's that first piece of advice you want to give business owners about AI?
A little context. I come at AI for business owners as a business owner, not an AI guy, not a tech person. I only want to care about how my life as an entrepreneur gets better using AI. So all of my guidance with the 5 takeaways will go through that lens. The first takeaway is it's no longer a chatbot. Claude, specifically Claude Cowork, is now a junior employee. And what that means is it used to be a bad employee. You tell it what to do, and sometimes it's okay. It's turned into a good employee, which is you tell it what to do, and sometimes you're surprised by the results. But where it's going is a great employee, where it knows what should be done, and it does it independently. That's coming soon, like by July 4th. We're all going to have that, and it's going to be unbelievable.
Wow. So I've always struggled. So I have ChatGPT, and I've heard like Claude is almost brand new to me, like within the last 4 months. I think I really we were at a
that Marketech.
Yeah, we're at a Marketech thing, and they were talking about Claude. I'm like, what's Claude? Who's Claude? Tell me about Claude. But you're right. It's a junior employee, but you also have to manage this employee, because if you put garbage in, you get garbage out.
That's true. You do get garbage out. The reason why Claude took the lead in my mind, I was a Chat GPT truther. I was talking about Chat GPT to my small business audience in 2023. So I've been on it for a minute. I left it officially in January when Claude released what they call Cowork, which is a tool that will connect to your email, to your phone, to your documents, to all of the apps that you use, and it will start doing scheduled tasks. It'll do dashboards. It's now doing design just by prompt. It's unbelievable. Claude Cowork changed the game for me.
Wow. And you started that in January, you said?
End of January, I got on Cowork, or early February when it came out. And that was, everything has changed since then. My business is completely transformed. And now I'm leading AI installation groups where I train people on Claude Cowork, and I lead them through that transformation as well.
Does Claude talk to your clients?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It talks to my clients every day because I created a skill called ghostwriter where I loaded in 20 of my radio shows and it then learned my voice so well, it's almost indistinguishable from the writing that I would do without it.
Are you comfortable with what it's saying to clients when you really don't know? Or, I mean, that's my concern. Like, I would want to know what we're getting this at work. We're getting a whole new thing, and our AI is going to be called May, and you can program May to talk to your clients and everything. But my thing is, I want to know what is said.
Mhm.
So is your Claude programmed with questions, or like, do you ever get a phone call where it's like, well, Claude said,
Claude said this.
yeah, you're supposed to be here at 8, Pat. Claude
Yeah.
said you would be with the coffee.
To Travis's point, it is about what you put in there so it has a good knowledge base. But I'm not having it send emails without it being reviewed or sending out social media without me laying eyeballs on it.
Okay.
My social media time is, yep, that looks good, and my social media is done. So I don't have the full guardrails off it yet, but it's starting to earn more and more of my trust.
Really?
Oh
my
Yeah,
gosh,
because I
that's so
remember
surprising.
a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about I think it was the national eating disorder or something or other. And the AI was giving diet tips to anorexics. And it's like, whoa, hold on, man. This
Yeah.
is so there's this nervous, scary type feeling I have in the pit of my stomach going, I don't know that I want AI to interface with my clientele. But if I don't get on board, I'm going to be in the dust.
But back to the first point, this is a junior employee. You would worry about what a junior employee would say to your clients as well. You have to train it, and you have to oversee it, and you have to manage it, to your point.
That's true.
That's very fair. Well, let's move on to that second takeaway. What's that second piece of advice you want to hand off?
The second piece of advice is that AI is now firmly in the to-do list, meaning when I talk to people about their to-do list, here's your pile of stuff. The first review of your pile of stuff is, are you sure anybody needs that thing, or are you still doing it out of habit? You send your recap to the client, they never open. You don't have to do that anymore. So does it really need to get done? One. Number two, can it get delegated to someone? If you've got someone on your team, you can get it off your list, do it. Number three, can AI do it or help you with it? That's the third piece. And then the fourth thing is, okay, this is the stuff that's left that I must do. So before you start taking on things on your task list, run through those three decision makers first, and you'll be left with only the things that you can do. And AI is firmly a part of it because you'll start delegating, and soon we'll start automating. And that's when the to-do list really starts speeding up. So I want AI to be a part of your daily to-do list.
What are those three?
First one is, does it need to be done?
Okay.
Second one is can it be delegated to someone else?
Okay.
A third thing is, can AI assist or do it itself? And then the fourth one is, okay, fine, this is the stuff that I have to do.
Oh, remember what I said earlier, our producers, David, when I said I started my to-do list this morning with 37 things and I got those done, but then 4 or 5 things were added to it. I'm sitting here thinking of all the things actually that Claude could have saved me time on.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'm just sitting here mentally going through all of my to-do list for the day, and it's quite extensive, going, how much of this could I be handing off to AI?
Which is the right way to think about it, because we get paralyzed thinking, well, AI can't complete this task. I can't give it to it. You don't have to think that way. Can the AI do 75% of the task? Can it do 80% of the task? That's good enough to take you from like thoughts or organization, and then you can finish the completion if it can help you move further down the road faster.
Well, I had to find a person that does a very specific job at Lancaster County or whatever county you live in, wherever you are. It did a very specific job. And I knew when I got to the webpage, I was going to go layer after layer after layer and then find out I'm in the wrong layer. Why I didn't just ask, I don't use Claude yet, but I'm going to after this show. But I could have just asked ChatGPT or Claude, whatever, and just go, hey, I need this, prompt it of what I needed. And it probably would have popped up my answer in 5 seconds?
Yeah.
Anyway, well, you just ruined my day. Now I'm like going, I could have saved so much time.
But yeah, in the long run, he may have just saved us a lot of time.
Yeah, that's crazy great advice. And I think it is all your approach and mindset to it, right? I mean, I didn't even think about it this morning of what could my AI do for me today. It's crazy amazing.
Yeah. So let's go to that third piece of advice. What's that third piece of advice you got?
Third piece of advice is that we as humans like to order people around. We like to tell people do this thing in this way by this time. And I found that that's terrible advice when you're talking with Claude or Chat. You want to tell it what you want the outcome to be and tell it, hey, look for best practices compared to other people that are doing these things. What do you think, knowing what you know about my business, this thing should be? So give it the outcome that you're looking for. The Covey advice, begin with the end in mind. Start with that.
That is
the outcome and let it fill in the how.
I'll see, and this is because I'm old, right?
You mean seasoned? You're seasoned.
Yes, very, very seasoned. I always think of like when I give a task to an employee and to Chat or AI or whatever, I lay it out step by step by step by step. And I've never once thought to go, this is what I want the end result.
And that's because we were trained to do that. If you go back 18 months ago, there was a huge trend in prompting. You had to be good at telling it what to do and how to do it. And I think that trained us to steer too much. Now you just have to tell it what you want it to look like and it will make it.
And here's what's funny too. I have like the greatest manners when it comes to talking to Chat. Could you please? And would you, right? Because we're trained to be that type of person. But man, that is a great piece of advice. What is the end goal? And use AI to fill in. Read it because they might not get it right. But man, they might think of something that you've never even thought of.
It almost always does. And what I love is that it will now kick out pieces of software or calculators or dashboards that you never even thought. One of my favorite things it's done for me lately is I coach people on their business. It's created a dashboard for every one of my clients. So if Travis and I were going to have a coaching call, an hour ahead of time, I could look at the dashboard and see all of my emails from him in one place, all of his scores in one place, his to-do list in one place, my previous notes in one place. So I no longer have to go from box to box and folder to folder to try and get caught up on what I'm doing with Travis. All of my clients are in one place. And it was its idea. It's amazing.
And I did that all day today with different clients. Where I had to back out of the one I was in, go into the new one, look at the offer, see where this statistic, see where this thing was, what date it was needed. Wow.
See, exactly. Mind blown, right? Because I mean, if you see how I do my job, I'm like one step ahead of chiseling it on the cave wall of what I'm supposed to do today compared to what Pat's telling us. I mean, really.
Yeah, that's crazy. Amazing. I'm thinking right now in the next 2 weeks, I have a ton of closings and some of them are people selling and then buying and they have to be timed. And I spent, I don't know, an hour today with paper and pencil. And I'm thinking to myself, AI probably could do that in 10 minutes.
So it's called a live artifact inside Claude. And Gary, for you, if it was 1010 Mayflower Way, you could have a live artifact for 1010 Mayflower Way and pull in every email about it, every piece of documentation about it, every permit, everything in one place. So that way you never have to go fishing all around your properties to know everything you need to know about that particular property.
Wow.
Yeah. If my brokerage allowed it. Okay. True. There's all sorts of legality stuff anymore, especially with in real estate because we're putting so much private information in there, which, I was just chatting with a big wig at our office the other day who's like, that's all out there anyway, but then it's a simple matter of, do your clients have given you permission to put, but anyway, could still save me a lot of time. I know a way I can get around it.
Sure. Well, let's move on to, because this is we're gonna go long on this, which is good because this is great information. But what's that fourth piece of advice you want to hand off?
If you're a business owner, we are taught to train ourselves to hold down expenses. And we look at a subscription for ChatGPT or Claude and go, $100 a month? That's really expensive. Well, it's not if you take the money out of the right place. That should not come out of your software budget. It should come out of your payroll budget. And $100 a month out of the payroll budget is a big fat nothing burger. Spend the money and get as much compute as you can and make these pieces of software your junior employees to do everything personally for you. And it's way more valuable than a part-timer for 20 hours a month.
Yeah. Yeah. At 20 or $30 an hour.
Right.
So are you seeing AI as a task replacement or more like employee replacement, or is it kind of going in that direction?
It is increasing capacity. What they're finding is that AI is not saving people time. It's increasing the amount of stuff they're doing. I'm out there coaching people to take Fridays off. My end game is to help people improve their capacity to the point where they take the profit of time off the table. But what I'm finding is as I use AI more and more, my organization is just going faster and I'm doing more with it. So it's increasing capacity for a lot of the businesses that I'm working with. And it's also raising the floor of what everything looks and sounds like. The website that was just okay now looks amazing. The offer that you've sent out there that hasn't been selling has been reevaluated and dressed up so people will now say yes. There's an infinite number of problems we can fix. We now have the tool that can help us fix them.
So you're kind of seeing AI as like doing the output. 5 employees could do the output of what 25 employees could have done 10 years ago.
I don't have 5 employees, so I don't want to speak for those folks, but I do know that an employee can get a whole lot more done if they have an AI on their side. Because I know as a solopreneur, I have one contractor, and her and I are planning conferences and leading events and doing more now than we've ever done.
Wow.
2 things. Number 1, thanks a lot for coaching everybody to take Fridays off. I'm a realtor. People want to see houses on Saturday and Sunday. Now Friday. Thank you so much. Secondly, although that is kind of cool. Secondly is this is maybe off a little bit, but do you use it for your calendar and scheduling?
Sure. Yeah, I'll have it analyze my calendar and scheduling. I mean, I use a traditional Calendly style link to get the actual appointments on the calendar, but I'll have it analyze my calendar and try and optimize it. Sure.
Okay. Interesting. Gosh, let's hit that last piece of advice. What's that 5th takeaway?
We could cover a lot of topics on a show like this. This is the only topic that matters for the rest of the year. If you're going to worry about incrementally improving your business here or worrying about this over here and just hope that AI goes away, it's not going away. The wealthiest, most important businesses on the planet are dumping in billions and billions of dollars a quarter into this. This is where the entire economy is going. So if you're just humbugging this thing, thinking I'm not going to adopt it, I wish you well, because this is the only topic that matters. We are in the middle of a transformational moment. And I'm not coming on here as some tech junkie that's trying to scare you into the future. I own a business. My wife owns a business. I have a community full of hundreds of people just like you. And I'm begging you to get up to speed on this stuff and explode your productivity, because a better future awaits for your business.
It's like an industrial revolution, only technology.
Well, but here's my question though, is we have early adopters, later, that whole bell curve that we've seen our entire life applied to everything. Do you think late adopters to AI, do you think they'll ever close the gap?
I don't know. I think that AI is going to become so user-friendly that will end up doing whatever you ask it to do. As time moves forward, you need to know less and less about how to drive it. It just does what you ask, even if you don't know how to ask for it. So it's possible the late adopters will catch up. But right now, what I'm seeing, I mentioned this AI installation group. I lead masterminds and helping people get their Claude set up. The only people that are coming in are the A players. Only the A players are acting on it right now. I think the B players know that it's important, but they're not ready to act. They're scared of it.
Yeah.
The A players know, wait a minute, this is a chance that I can really move forward in the business. I need to get on it right away.
I see it. And I think there's corporations that are just so fear of the legalities of different things. They're just fearful. And there's a lot of that. I mean, fear always keeps people from doing things for many different reasons. But yeah, I mean, I have to hop on board. I'm so sorry. My mind is just
I know
5,000 things I could do tonight when I go home with AI. Thanks, Pat. You made this really easy.
That's what I'm thinking.
I want to touch on one more thing here to address what you said, Gary. It has been up until now, we need to know how to make this thing work. You now get to talk to Claude Cowork just like you're sitting here talking to me. Hey, I know you can do a thing. I have no idea how it works. Talk to me like I'm not a techie. And it will. I've built websites and apps and calculators. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just clicking yes, 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 because it walked me through the entire thing. So it is intimidating. But when you don't know how to do it, you literally just ask it. I don't know how to do this. What do I do? Explain it to me like I'm 5. And it does. It's awesome.
Writing my book while I'm driving around with ChatGPT. It's really funny. One day I open it up, the one book that I wanted to talk about. And it says, good morning, Gary. How's your back today? I'm like, oh my Lord, how do you know I have a bad back? And I'm like, it's really good. Oh Lord. Anyway, this was a great segment.
Yeah, this is a great segment. Well, we have a break coming up here, so let's run to that. When we come back, I want to talk Claude versus ChatGPT, because I'm kind of at this crossroads right now, and I think Pat's the guy that's going to help me through it. You're listening to Inside Business. Travis Filing, Gary Tharnish. We're talking with Pat Miller, founder of the Small Business Owners Community, and we will have more right after this break.
Celebrating the risk takers who keep our communities growing. Inside Business with Travis Filing and Gary Tharnish.
And we're back on Inside Business. Travis Filing, Gary Tharnish. We're talking with Pat Miller, founder of the Small Business Owners Community. And I'm going to have, we're only 4 segments in. This has been probably my favorite show that we've ever done. And I've never had so much to do after a show.
No, Claude can do it for you.
I hope so.
But yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's in my top 5 for sure so far.
Yeah.
Good job, Pat.
There you go.
Thank you.
So I want to talk Claude versus Chat, because I'm a Chat GPT guy. Right. And I've trained Chat to do, like, I have it do all my show prep, and I have it do a bunch of different tasks for me. My wife, she's 50-50. She's kind of wearing out with Chat. She's seeing some chinks in the armor, and she's got a Claude subscription and a Chat GPT, and she almost plays them again, like she's put these 2 employees in the Thunderdome, and she's having them pit against each other. Tell me why Claude over ChatGPT.
Claude became my leader because I was on ChatGPT when they released Claude's Cowork, which allowed it to connect to my documents and to my emails and help me get things done in scheduled and automated ways. ChatGPT has since caught up, and they're doing all of that and more. ChatGPT's released agents now, which is something that Claude is close to, but not exactly doing it the same way. And by all accounts, GPT's new 5.5 is a terrific new model that it's on. So I'm leading with Claude because it solved my problem. That's why I'm out here talking about it. I haven't been on ChatGPT in 90 days, which for me is weird, but I completely left the platform and I went all in on Claude. How is it working for you, Travis?
It's working great for me. I'm seeing a couple of weird hiccups. Like when I've gotten to a point where, and I mean, you're on the radio, show prep.
Sure.
When you're doing a 2-hour show prep it's a lot of work.
Yep.
And now I get in, I go into Chat and I type in Pat Miller, Small Business Owners Community. And then it will probably do 80% of the work almost instantly.
Right. That's what's crazy about it. I agree. I use it for negotiations a lot. If I know I have a tough negotiation coming up, it's a challenge to look at a buyer who's facing a financial situation because of a development and say, well, put yourself in the seller's shoes, right? Because they're like, really? Well, I'm not selling, I'm buying. I'm in my shoes, right?
Yeah.
But if I take all of that, I use that a lot in Chat GPT, where I'm said, this is what I'm up against. This is what's going on. Give me some tips on negotiations. And it's been amazing what it's come back with and enabling and helping me. So to be able to, it's just, I use it that way a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I would dump all my documents in there if they allowed us to at our brokerage, but I'm kind of thinking of ways I can get around it. But I would never say that on the radio.
See, like, a great example is this segment is actually called This Needs an Adjustment, right? And it's something that needs to be changed. And it's sponsored by Ascend Chiropractic because we love those guys. But every time I put in chat for This Needs an Adjustment, it always kicks out, oh, it sounds like the entire AI industry needs an adjustment. It sounds like the entire insert person here, industry here needs an adjustment. And it's like, you're churning out the exact same thing every single show prep. And I keep telling it not to, but then it keeps doing it. And so that's where I'm seeing Chat GPT and go,
So what if you asked that you need a different outcome? You want the outcome to be tailored to Pat Miller's community.
I do that and it'll do it, but then it'll go back to it.
It reverts.
So 3 things about this. You mentioned show prep. I do a daily show every day at 11 a.m. Central called Businessing with Pat Miller. Blatant plug. Would love to have you listen. Number 2, to get ready for that show, I have it do my show prep for me every day at 6 a.m. 10 or 15 pages of show prep. The way that it knows how to do that is inside Claude, I taught it a skill. A skill is like a recipe. I'd like you to make chocolate chip cookies. You get the oven and you get the butter and you do the flour and you do it like this. And every time I say make chocolate chip cookies, do it exactly this way. Well, that's what a skill is. So I taught it the skill of doing my show prep and I've refined it, what I want it to look like. Now it's a scheduled skill. So every day my show prep is done for me. But to address your very specific issue, and this might work in chat as well, but it works in Claude. Someone told me to run the red team, not the Huskers, go Big Red. Someone told me to run the red team against the skill. And the red team will challenge all of the assumptions and all of the outputs against what the skill actually it is. So you can say, I want to make sure it doesn't violate the rule standards that are set for this job. Run red team and make sure that it didn't do that. So it will go and check every single assumption. So it won't come back, Travis, and say, here's the same thing over and over again. It'll call it out and fix it before it comes to you.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
It works.
So it just the red team is something pre-programmed into it?
It's just a philosophy that someone taught it to me. It's just challenge all of our assumptions. Like what are we missing here? What are we thinking is true that isn't confirmed to be true?
Well, like devil's advocate.
Yeah, exactly. It stops it from being so agreeable, like telling you you're wonderful. It knocks all of that off.
I hate that.
Oh, it's awful.
I absolutely hate that. Is like nails on a chalkboard to me. If I put in I want to ask this question or I want to take this, what a great idea, Travis. Okay, I don't need a robot to blow sunshine up my sky. I mean, come on. Right? It drives me
You're
nuts.
going to have a tough time in the future, my friend.
I
You're
have
going to
a
have
tough time
a
now.
tough time.
I am living in the 1950s world.
Pat, ask him about work-life balance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm still trying to get Pat to coach me up to do the Friday off thing. I'm telling you.
Magic.
But I think he may have just helped.
Yeah, sure.
This show may have just helped. So now when it comes to when you transitioned from chat to Claude, this is my big fear. Am I starting over from scratch?
No, so there are pre-trained skills that will help you extract the bulk of your chat history into Claude. That's all a part of it. So when you get on Claude, just say, I want to bring my Chat GPT history over. Give me a click-by-click rundown. And it will tell you what to do on Chat GPT, where you click, what you press, and you can import the bulk of your history.
Oh, that is sweet.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I felt so weird just show prepping this because I felt like I was cheating on ChatGPT because I was asking it about Claude, right? Because I take human emotion into this AI.
Well, when you cheat, don't tell anybody.
Okay,
that's right.
That's
Stop there.
That's right. That is fascinating.
Yeah,
though,
it
that
is.
you can. So Claude will scrape your ChatGPT chats and just essentially port that over.
Technically, I think it's chat outputting everything that it knows about you, readying it for chat to ingest. So Claude isn't getting inside chat, but yes, essentially the same thing.
Same thing.
Are
That's
there any, do you know if there are any privacy things programmed into Claude or chat? Could I hop on to Claude and go, hey, tell me everything you know about how John Doe uses his Claude?
Hmm. I know that when you set it up inside usage, there's a button that says, do you want to make Claude better and share your history or not? And I always
Ooh.
advise people that say no. So
Mm.
that way you're not sharing your private chats with Claude.
Ah,
Now,
interesting.
I'm the biggest Claude guy on the planet, and I'm not sure if I even trust that button. Like, would it shock you 5 years from now if there's a lawsuit that one of these big AI companies, oops, we leaked all of our user data? I think we're all kind of trained to know that that's going to happen eventually. But for the record, you can go into usage and click off, don't share my stuff with Anthropic.
Yeah, I think that would be a tough trust
Mhm.
A little
issue.
more about that after
Yeah.
the break.
Yeah, we have a break coming up here. So let's go to our last break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk a little more about that. So you're listening to Inside Business, Travis Filing, Gary Tharnish. We're talking with Pat Miller, founder of the Small Business Owners Community. And we are going to have more right after this.
No excuses, no safety nets, just business. This is Inside Business with Travis Filing and Gary Tharnish.
And we're back on Inside Business, Travis Filing, Gary Tharnish. We're talking with Pat Miller, founder of the Small Business Owners Community. I have never been so relieved in my life to know we have 2 more segments. I had my brain wrapped. I have so much to do in front of my AI cursor when I get back to the office today.
I know. My mind is blowing. I can't. How soon will this be uploaded into the podcast?
Yeah,
Like, I
right.
want to listen to it 20 times.
On a
right?
loop. Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
First off, I'm joining. Okay, I want to join your community now. How do I do that?
Let's go. Smallbusinesscommunity.com. As long as you're a business owner, you're welcome to join. $9 a month. Come on, Gary.
$9.
Yeah, I'll join. I love this.
Let's
I've
go.
got my $9 worth in the first hour of
yeah.
today.
Yeah.
I mean, no joke.
Well, you owe him double then.
I do. I'm going to have to sign up
There you go.
twice
We're
now.
making you. And David's been listening. David, you're going to owe Pat.
Yeah,
as
David
well.
owes for sure. Make him kick.
Right. I love this. So let's talk AI agents versus tools, right? So this is just what is an AI agent? Because you kept saying an AI agent.
Sure.
Right. So
Yeah.
what exactly?
Yeah, AI agents are going to be autonomous behavior. They're going to be instructions that you'll give a piece of software that will then do what you ask it to do with very little, if any, prompting. So you can have an agent that's checking the email. You can have an agent that's monitoring your calendar. You can have an agent that's doing brand recognition and awareness. It can behave autonomously once you give it the instructions. And soon we won't even have to give it the instructions. We'll just say, here's my Google Drive, here's my Gmail, here's all about my business. What agents should I have running that will help me identify clients or follow up with people that say no, or people that leave the community? Go ask them to come back for whatever reason. So that's the difference.
So clarification on that a little bit. So tonight I go home and I get a Claude account, just saying that maybe that happens.
Sure.
I'm going to go in and say, I would like to have a negotiations agent. And then say, this is the outcome that I would like to see with this agent. And then now in my Claude, I have a negotiation agent, or are these preset things, or I'm confused on that a little bit.
Sure. If you wanted to have a continuing conversation with Claude about negotiation, you would start a new task and you would say, I need a thought partner for future negotiations. Here's how I want you to behave. Here's what I want you to research. I'm going to share whatever documents you can share about previous negotiations. You could have it go through your email and read all of your previous negotiation emails. So it kind of knows how you negotiate and what you've done and all the old deals you've done. If your agency would allow it, it could look at all of your old docs, all of your closing. It could go to the city's website if it can see it and look at deals that have been done in the last 90 days by square foot. It could do all of this kind of stuff. Right now in Claude, at least in Claude, they aren't completely autonomous. The way that it works is you tell it what you want it to do, and then you can schedule the task. I want it every day at 7 a.m. I want it 4 o'clock on Thursdays. I want it once a month. For example, I created a reoccurring task to go look for small business grants once a month. I don't have the discipline to do it once a month, but I scheduled it to have somewhat agentic behavior once a month to go look for them.
So for me, if I set up, I'm kind of getting it. I could like set up my agent for certain things I need. And when I need that, I could say, negotiation. I could name it negotiations.
Yeah. You could create a skill.
Hey,
Yeah. Run the negotiation skill.
Got it. Okay.
And so you said your Claude actually runs your show prep without you.
Yeah.
6 a.m. You get to the office at 7 o'clock, cup of coffee, sit down, you're reading show prep. No inputs, no nothing.
To be candid, my Claude has to be open. Currently, Claude Cowork has to have the Claude open, but as long as your Claude is open and on, 6:05 every day it runs.
Wow.
And it takes about 20 minutes for it to happen. And then I have inside of a web browser, I've got all the stuff I need to prep my show.
Jeez.
It's awesome.
This is awesome.
It is awesome.
This is just
Yeah. You know, one issue I ran into today, because I have a ton, I'm blessed and cursed at the same time. I say a ton of different transactions going on. And of course, each has its own necessary, little funny things about it, whatever. And I have all these fires to put out. And today I spent quite a bit of time actually just reviewing and re-reviewing my to-do list going, I need to do this one right now because that closes in such and such a time. Whereas if I would have pre-entered all of that information, it could prioritize for me in an instant.
Yep. It could have absolutely waterfalled your entire to-do list. So you knew exactly what to do and when.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm like, my brain is running in so many different directions. I'm almost like gobsmacked for questions because I'm just sitting here punch drunk.
Well, that's the limitation. So when I'm coaching people on this, the way that I normally start is what takes longer in the business than it should? What is frustrating because you have to do it every month? And if you start looking at the things that take too long or you don't want to do, you're going to find great candidates for AI assistance or automation. I was on a call today with someone that I'm coaching, and they'll spend 2 or 3 hours after a phone call doing a recap email. After my coaching session with him, I told Claude what I wanted. It did it in 5 minutes, and I sent it off to him and said, here's the prompt that I used to do this coaching call recap. So you can do the same thing. Good luck. And it wrote the whole thing and sent it off to him in a matter of minutes.
Well, that was actually Gary said that he will occasionally have meetings and whatnot, and he'll record it and then just upload it.
Absolutely.
So I'm thinking, my head's bursting. What started with that is Zoom. I was doing a Zoom call and I looked up in the upper right-hand corner and I'm like, what is this? It says I can have an AI companion for the Zoom call. So I clicked on it. And when the Zoom was over after an hour-and-a-half meeting with clients from out of state, it like literally went through and this is what they need to do. This is what you said you would do. This you said you would have done by such and such a time. And I was like, oh, hallelujah.
To that end, 2 pieces of software I want to get in before we get off the air. If that idea sounds good, there's a piece of software called Granola that will record on your on your computer, rather. It records everything that goes through the computer, because the commodity right now to make these chatbots work and these agents work is the transcript. Once it's got the transcript, it can do almost everything. The other thing is a piece of software called Whisper Flow. Think whisper without the H. Whisper Flow is a dictation software that finally works. You press a button, you get to talk into any text box in your computer. It makes everything go so much faster because I can talk way faster than I can type. And it's a lot easier to think when you're talking rather than typing. Go get Whisper Flow, go get Granola. It'll make your life a lot better.
See, it's taken me forever just to use the little click microphone thing on ChatGPT.
Yep.
I'm a 2-finger typist because I'm old school, right? and it's like finally I'll be like halfway into a paragraph and go, why am I not just clicking this dang microphone? And it actually catches me. And I talk kind of funny. It actually catches every single word that I say clearly.
Sure.
It's like, why am I not using these tools that are at my fingertips?
Yeah. I use it for text all the time now. You have to check, obviously, but I found if my diction is good, I go fairly slow. I don't type to text anymore because it was killing my fingers actually because I type fast.
Yeah. Although I do get some hilarious texts from you still, because your text is not.
Sometimes I don't review it. I know. I don't want to tell you the one I sent to my mom once, but anyway.
Uh-oh.
I did take her out for lunch for Mother's Day. So I'm
because
forgiven.
of the text, or just because it was Mother's Day?
You know, when I was doing stand-up comedy before COVID, I told the story of the worst thing that happened with my mom in a text. And some of my relatives were there once, and they're like, oh my God, I can't even look at Aunt Veronica in the face anymore. I think we just said that to her. But anyway, that's for a whole other show.
Well, we have one more break coming up here. So you're listening to Inside Business, Travis Filing, Gary Tharnish. We're talking with Pat Miller from the Small Business Owners Community, and we will have more right after this break.
Early mornings, late nights, real pressure. If you've ever built something from nothing, you're in the right place. This is Inside Business with Travis Filing and Gary Tharnish.
And now, after this interview, I'm going to have to change that bumper, because there's no more early mornings. There's no more late nights, because Pat has it figured out for us. Except now I'm going to be up for the next 2 days trying to get
I know, Pat.
That's it.
I could talk to you all day, Pat.
Thank you. It's been
This
fun.
has flown by so fast.
It has, and this has been an absolute gold mine. So let's roll into this last segment. Let's talk about a little bit more about the small business owners community,
Sure.
and let's talk about what the future is for your business.
Yeah. My future is probably going to be exploding, because more and more folks are going to be out there making their own way with their careers and with what they want to do in their life, which means people need to build a business around their talents and their passions. So this community, the small business owners community, is where we bring people together so they can get the answers that they need to keep the doors open. Because if you're listening to the show, you're a business owner. You know, we eat what we kill. And no one cares if we win or not. So getting around the right people is absolutely essential. So that way you can get the perspective that you need, the encouragement when you need it. You can get the advantages when someone discovers an advantage, and you can keep going even when days get hard. The slogan of the community is "Don't grow it alone." And that kind of sums up everything that we're trying to do in the group to help people stay on the right track so that their small business will win.
I love that.
You are the sum of the 5 podcasts you listen to the most. Kind of like, when people say they're like 5 people you hang out with the most, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's like you want to be in the right rooms or listening to the right thing all the time. I'm joining this community for sure.
Yeah, I am too.
This is amazing. Well, amazing would be me landing on the moon. It would make so many people happy if I never came back. But anyway, so I've just learned so much in this episode. Hopefully we can have you back again sometimes, Pat. And thank you for what you're doing
week?
Because it's going to be so good for business. And I love how when we start off the show, you were talking a lot about solopreneurs, or even, 2 partners starting a business. Now you can still so often feel like you're out there floating around the ocean all by yourself. I know I say that a lot, but it is that feeling.
Yeah.
And then you get a situation where you feel like you need help, but you're like, I don't want to be the only person. Like, am I the only one person that maybe doesn't know how to do this or whatever, or I could have used ChatGPT when my employees sent me out in the hallway to talk to my boss. I had to go to HR all the time. So
$9. This would be an excellent starting point for somebody who, like an entrepreneur who wants to start their own business.
Sure.
Right.
Oh,
I mean, this would be such a gold mine of information, just because I remember when we started our own business, it's like you're just drinking from the fire hose.
Yeah.
And there wasn't nothing out there for $9 a month that was gonna help.
Oh no, not at all. And I remember, so I chased after my passion and my dream. I was good at what I did. I enjoyed it. It was very creative. I'm very, very creative. So 2 + 2 can equal 5. Just give me 10 minutes. I'll help you figure it out. And all the other stuff was lost to me. So you bet. We've talked to several business people so far that talk about the importance of having all the right processes and pieces in place before you start your own company or business, whatever it might be. This community would be fantastic for that. In my mind, I'm thinking so. I mean,
yeah, it would.
Well, we love to have you. There are 2 things that you will battle against when you start your own business. And the toughest one is your own mindset. Because if you're going to start your own business, you have to go out and be a salesperson first. I don't care what you do, sell flowers, make commercials, don't care what it is. You are a salesperson first and a product producer second. So you have to know that you're going to go out there and ask someone for money, and that will get imposter syndrome going on in your head. Am I worth this money? Should I call them back? Am I being annoying? I don't want to be salesy. You need other entrepreneurs around you to say, no, dude, go make the call and raise your rates. And the other thing is, this is the big gift to the community. When you're out there doing what you're doing and you're the only person in the business, you have no perspective. You cannot see your blind spots. And having a community of business owners around you to point out where you could do something better or different, that is the true value of the community.
Yeah.
Oh, so well said. There was so much in that. That just like that nugget of information right there was powerful.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
And so true.
And I'm thinking too, like when I always tell people, because you said you jumped into your passion, you know, you had a real passion for flowers. I had absolutely no passion for broadcasting, radio sales, none of that. Right. I was a pilot. That was it. And so when I got into business, I saw the opportunity, and that is actually a gift and a curse at the same time, because you talk about needing to have people around you to help you understand business. When you're not passionate about when you're chasing an opportunity, you need people to come alongside you and help you find that passion. I'm passionate about marketing now, right? And I have been for the last 25 years. But trust me, when I walked into the radio station across the street, I had no passion for marketing whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so that's where I could see a lot of value coming in from this group as well.
Well, when you go out on your own, you'll quickly become passionate about eating and the mortgage and the electric bill. So if you're going to go out and start your own thing, it is do it or don't, and go out and try and make it work. So yeah, you're right, Travis. When you're out there selling it for a living, things look a lot different.
Yes, it does.
Okay. So is it small business owners community how do we find you? How do people find you?
Smallbusinesscommunity.com is the URL, and I'm on LinkedIn as my preferred way to get connected. And it's so great to be back in Nebraska. I love you guys, and thanks for having me back on. And if you're listening, I'd love to reconnect with you, because some of my happiest times in my life were in the great state of Nebraska.
Yeah. And in this studio right here.
Yeah,
exactly right there.
That's great.
So it's $9 a month. What all do you get for $9 a month?
Sure. You get a 24/7 of communities around you. They're from all around, or 24/7 community of owners all around you from all around the country. We have our 24/7 chat board. We have 2 co-working sessions a week. We have a weekly idea slam. You got the 3 hotlines, the tech, accounting, and legal hotline. We're also doing quarterly meetups in cities all around the country. And then this is not part of the $9 a month, but we have in September our 6th annual conference here in Milwaukee, which will have 200 entrepreneurs coming together. Our keynote speaker this year is Mike Michalowicz, the guy that wrote Profit First. And if you have not read Profit First yet, you need to read Profit First, because it's the way you handle money in a small business.
Okay. And what is the author's name of Profit First?
Mike Michalowicz, Michalowicz.
Man, what you just covered is a whole 2-hour show all in itself. So let's talk Idea Slam. We got about a minute left. What is Idea Slam?
It's my most favorite thing in the world. And as a radio guy, Travis, you'll know how this goes. Hey, Gary, welcome. How can we help you today? Yeah, I got a client and they're saying, I don't know what to do about the thing and I need help. And then I will clarify what that challenge or opportunity is. And then we'll open the floor. So it's guided brainstorming around the toughest challenge or opportunity in your business. It's included every week in the community. We also do it in person, and we specialize in naming businesses, pricing products, reviewing landing pages, knowing what to say to people when you don't know what to say. Like all of the challenges you can think of, we've handled. I did the math the other day. Since starting the small business owners community, I've done over 750 hours of idea slams, answering every question you could possibly imagine. And it's part of what we cover on the show that I do every day as well.
Wow. And is that kind of like you have all the members that are available, like on some type of Zoom call or?
Yep. Right on Zoom.
Wow. Firing out ideas. I love it.
No,
That's fun.
For $9.
yeah.
Might I suggest your price is too low? Don't book it until I join, which will be today.
Well, the founding members,
That's
the floundering
right.
members like us, we'll be
Yes.
flounders. We'll always be at that price, baby. Hey, it has been such a pleasure speaking with you, Pat Miller. Thank you so much.
My
Yeah.
pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. This has been Inside Business. Travis Filing, Gary Tharnish. We've been talking with Pat Miller, Small Business Owners Community, smallbusinesscommunity.com, right? Did I say that right? I did say that right. There we go. I usually get those things wrong.
You did good.
I did good. All right. Well, that's it for us this week. We will catch you guys next week. Thanks for listening.